Test, test, good. All right, this is Brandon Corley. We were watching the 2 o'clock game on court 4. Keegan Ashby is scheduled to be joining us, so hopefully he'll be up here in a minute, but for now, we've got this. 18-13 mark. Seems to be a little contact. We'll mark that for a video replay. Could be contact, could be a good no call there. Demetrius, with your reporting, let's go ahead and keep squared up until you're done with all of your mechanics, and then turn around. All right, already starting to see the post players put up that arm bar, especially with players with a ball in possession. So let's keep an eye on that. So like what we're doing in the timeout, each official has one team. Good thing to get in a good habit of this morning. Unfortunately, not seeing a whole lot of that, but different crew, different game. Let's mark that the 15:44 mark. Just contact from behind going up for the ball. Could be a push, could be a good no call as well. So Demetrius had a timeout at the 15:09 mark. Just want to slow that down, make sure it was clean. no doubt that they were going for the timeout for sure. John, on the inbound, let's make sure we just stay behind everybody. As the trail, we want to wait till the ball breaks the plane of free throw line extended, or at least wait on the baseline until they inbound the ball all the way. That one, wouldn't be a terrible idea to stay with the players until they're all the way up, just because we had mixed jerseys on the floor tied up together. We don't want any cheap shots going on. It is elimination round, so just tighten everything up and make sure everything's clean. So Demetrius, on that last take, the 12:50 mark, we still have their defenders with the arm bar while the player has a ball down in the paint. Make sure we just make sure that that's just clean all the way through. It's a good call, Demetrius, coming in from the only visible angle to get that foul. Good job. So John, as center, it'd be more efficient to stay behind the pack slightly so you can keep looking forward while running forward. That way you don't have to keep changing your head angle a little bit, and you can keep everybody in your line of sight as you move down the field or the court. The quick whistle with a quick jump here, just establishing your presence on the court and with the players, letting them know that they're not going to get any elbow room to use a pun there. We're going to mark this play leading up to these free throws, just with any quick possible block charge play that we have, getting the best view and the best angle from the people on the court. Demetrius on that out of bounds, a 6:30 mark. You seem to visually check with John, your center, while also pointing. If you need help, just call for help without pointing. Do that before you establish which way we're going with that. Contact at 5:45. Looked to be disadvantaged contact, but we'll slow that down and look at it from more angles. Demetrius on that one, not going to say that it wasn't a good call or it was a good call. Just make sure, slow down, let the play develop, let the play finish before we come in too terribly quickly with the whistle. Marked that at 3:04, I believe it is. A loose ball tie-up in the bottom corner. Demetrius, you're looking across the paint for that. You could have transitioned if you wanted to get a better angle at that. While also Matt, not terribly sure where your positioning was during that tie-up, but you could have closed down a little bit more, knowing that there's a tie-up down there in the corner. It's kind of a rough area for everybody to see. Just let's close down, try and slow that play down a little bit more. Follow it all the way through the advantage, disadvantage on the contact for the shot, just to be in a great vantage point for that. We are currently transitioning down to the court. We will pick it back up once we can continue to monitor the officiating of the game. That foul at 2.2 seconds. We just got down to the court. We just want to see what you had, just because it's the last couple seconds of the half. We want to make sure it's a quality call. I'm picking up this game as I walk into position for the camera. It's about the 9:20 mark, 9:25 probably when we call the first foul, or 19 rather. Just want to mark that, see what it was, see if it's a good quality first foul for the second half. I'm not sure why the multiple upon multiple whistles for that one sub. Let's just make sure we clean that up, get it consistent, just make it clean all the way through. Let's mark that one, Matt, the 17:41 mark of the second half. Like to know what your thought process was, where you were looking on that play. Called it out of bounds at the baseline. Probably was contact there. Let's just see who it was on and if it was warranted out of bounds or if we needed a foul on that. Let's make sure on this out of bounds on the sideline, 16:55. Make sure we're focusing on the players, what they're doing with the hands. It looked like you were ball watching a little bit, maybe following the player closest to the ball. Let's make sure none of the other players are hooking or holding everybody else and preventing them from getting to the ball. This last inbound from the sideline, let's go ahead and get all the way to the sideline instead of being on the court, bouncing it essentially out of bounds to the players. Let's get on the same plane with them and then step onto the court if we need to after the ball is inbounded. Demetrius here. It's good to go down and help out your lead on a break, but we remember, and we just had probably a shove. Mark that one down, 15-10. Finish my thought. Let's make sure we stay with the pack, just in case there's some pushing and shoving or some elbows going on in transition, but we will definitely mark that 15-10 probable push off just to slow down and get a better look at it. 3 seconds of the game are called. 14, I think 18, 14, 17. I just, not denying that it was or wasn't 3 seconds. I just want to know if you gave any verbal warning in the first half or earlier the second half to the teams, just to kind of help preventative officiating a little bit there. Good job, Matt. I like how present you were with that tie-up right there. Demetrius too coming in. I like getting as close as possible with those, especially the two players battling for the ball on the floor. Because as we know, a lot of the times they're not going to stop just on the whistle. Even if they see us, they probably won't stop. So good job at closing in and establishing a presence there. Matt, since we're going high side, we're going trail anyway, let's go all the way to the table to report that. It just looks cleaner. You don't have to yell, so you're not going to strain your voice and lose it throughout the game. Just a little cleaner, more efficient. Up with the rotation here, 12-11 probably. Just make sure we're communicating and looking at our officials, knowing where we are, not only in the game, but as a crew the entire time. Demetrius has a call 11-11 in the paint. Probably was some contact prior to the call that wasn't called. Also curious at what you and John are discussing here in your quick meeting, just to see. I like that we are discussing with each other, especially in passing, just to clarify for the betterment of the crew. Just like to know what was being said there. Called a push, probably 10:48. From the slot official side, a lot of players and the officials kind of looked at you, trying to figure out what you were calling. You just had your hand in the air. We can go ahead and report that, just to clear up everything for the people on the court, and then go to the table and report it again. Right here, we do have a good contact foul, probably 10:24. John had a view of it. I think Matt probably had equally as good view. So let's just make sure whoever has the best view, even if it's not necessarily in the primary, just to pass off to the official who has the best view of the play. Matt, let's make sure we get all the way to the baseline on that, probably 8:49. You kind of stopped shy of the baseline, you were still in bounds, but let's make sure we swing wide, we get all the way down there, beat the ball down there. Wasn't really room for much contact or much of a foul on that, but just to establish your positioning better as an official right there. Here, Matt's calling a foul push at 8:28. Pretty decent call. I like how we're trying to clean things up here, especially since we're getting into the second half of the second half, if you will. Ooh, some contact on the floor there too. Make sure we're just being more proactive in our officiating, cracking down, slowing things down a little bit. Pace of the game is seeming to quicken a lot right now. So let's just make sure we focus and get things correctly. Block call from Demetrius right here at 7:26, I believe. Good one to slow down. Ball handler definitely had room and time to get around it. Just want to see the legal guarding position of the defender. The ball handler was trying to go around her. She may or may not have leaned into her to draw that contact, so let's just want to slow that down and get a better look. I think that's a good call, Demetrius. Great call. Definitely was a foul on that, push in the back. Definitely great vantage point from that. We'll mark that down. Tie up, Matt's calling jump ball 5:05. Want to look at the contact prior to the call itself. It seemed like the ball handler was ramming into the defender, while also the defender had an advantage physically over the ball handler too. Just want to slow that down and get a really, really good look at it. I like the animation of mechanics here, Demetrius. Really going in there and selling it. Probably 4:09 mark. Foul right here,
Away from everything.
137, especially with the big-little mismatch. She definitely was beat. I think she definitely reached for that one to stop her from coming to the basket. Those hands right here, I know you called over in the back, but just one of those points of emphasis this year with the hands. Let's make sure we get those. Those are one of those necessary ones, even though they are up 15, 20 points right now.